Hello, everyone. Welcome to my new subscribers. So glad you're here. And welcome, very big welcome to all of you who are coming back to watch this meditation. And of course, to all my longtime Lighthearted Healers. So glad you guys are here. This is a really special series to me on the nervous system. And it's something that I think a lot about, and I'm really, really happy that we're coming together to talk about this and how it can be healed, because we definitely can heal ourselves in many ways. And you might have even noticed over the last few weeks as we have done these intentions together, that you're starting to recognize the signs of nervous system dysregulation, not only in yourself, but in the people around you. And so far we have talked about fight and flight, and tonight we're going to talk about fawn. Let's take a look at this. Okay, so all of these four stages or four reactions of the nervous system are meant to keep us safe and to help us. Where we get into trouble is that these responses to the environment, hi Sonia, glad you're here. These responses to the environment are very ancient, and we don't live in the same environment. So you might have the same reaction to an interaction with somebody in the grocery store that you might with, a truly life-threatening situation in nature, right? Like tonight we had a little baby snake on our patio, and our neighbor, fortunately, is an expert herpetologist, and he knew that it was a harmless gopher snake and not a rattlesnake. So we were both, or all of us were like, what is this? And your nervous system appropriately reacts with flight urges, right? Run away. And that is fantastic. But there's other ways of responding to the environment around us, to human beings, our social structure, what's going on in the world, the news. All of that can be very activating for the nervous system, and recognizing it and being in charge of it is what we're after tonight. Hi Jen, hi Rosalind, so glad to see you guys. Welcome. Okay, so fawn. What is fawning? It is a perfectly appropriate way to stay safe by pleasing others, okay? So when you're in a community where other people have your safety in their power, right? You are going to try and please them. And then it's a wonderful way to build community by helping each other, pleasing other people, being socialized in a certain way that you can get along with other people. But it often tips into self-sabotage and a lot of people are trained to become people pleasers, but they're trained to do that at the expense of their own well-being. People give too much, they undercharge for their services, they repeatedly sacrifice and betray themselves. And that's when this perfectly appropriate and healthy nervous system reaction to fawn becomes self-sabotage. And once you are alert to these types of responses to the environment, you will start seeing all of them in your day-to-day experience, so it's really eye-opening. And you might have even noticed it not only in yourself but in the people around you. How many times have you watched people move into fight, move into flight, move into fawn, move into the fourth stage, which is freezing? And we'll intend for that next week. But tonight we have a couple of really interesting intentions, people I'd love to help, and then we'll intend for all of us to do something about this self-sabotage style. Okay, but first what we're going to do is we are going to breathe together And I brought a chime because this is very nice for your nervous system to have some sort of sound healing, some sort of music therapy. It all is really, really good for the nervous system. So we will begin by breathing together and connecting, and we use the HeartMath Institute's quick coherence technique, and this is a way of calming the nervous system, putting it into the parasympathetic mode, which is where resting, digesting, and healing can happen. But it also has the wonderful benefit of bringing the brain and the heart, bringing those two organs into coherence. And that's what we need when we do this style of meditation, because we're going to listen to the intention, we're going to drop the words from our brains into our heart and send them out through the heart. Okay, so hands over hearts, really relaxed. You can soften your gaze or close your eyes, whatever's more comfortable, and begin breathing in, very relaxed, and slightly longer exhale. In 4, 5, 6, out 5, 6, 7. Continue breathing, being very relaxed as I play the chime for you. Breathing in and out. In and out, very relaxed. There we go. In and out through the heart space. Very relaxed. And if you can draw in feelings of gratitude, appreciation, even love, those are very high, fine vibrations. Very good for connecting to the quantum field and to each other. Breathing in and out. You might feel your shoulders drop. You might feel a shift in your brain. I experience it as being more quiet, but also less lonely. And I invite you to connect with me heart to heart. And it's safe to do so because we're connecting just while we do this work, and then we will disentangle at the end. Breathing in, 4, 5, 6. Out, 5, 6, 7. Connecting heart to heart as we prepare to engage with the quantum field. Okay, our first intention tonight. We intend that Mrs. Gabriella of Montreal, Canada, remains healthy and well in every way as she easily recognizes and completely resolves any obstacles to renting her apartment immediately to a wonderful long-term tenant before December 31, 2025. So allow this intention to drop into your heart chakra and send it spiraling out into the quantum field and follow the energy. Thank you, everyone. Trust this intention and release it with love. Our second intention. Let me get the music queued up here. Okay. This is for a man who has been held in ICE custody for 8 or more months in very, very difficult conditions, and he is not receiving proper medical care, and his family is trying to extricate him, and the federal government is threatening to deport him to the country of his birth, Liberia in Africa, where he knows nobody and hasn't been there since he was an infant. We now intend that Rodney Taylor, a barber and double amputee brought to the U.S. at age 2 for life-saving medical care under a special visa, is immediately and permanently released from ICE custody to pursue citizenship, moving forward in life, healthy and well in every way. So allow this intention to drop into your heart chakra, send it spiraling out into the universe, and follow the energy. Thank you, everyone. Hi, Janet. Glad you're here. Trust this intention for Rodney and release it with love. Now, our third and final intention tonight is for all of us. And this is the one about our nervous system and the fawn response when it tips in, goes a little bit too far and tips into self-sabotage. Remaining healthy and well in every way, we now intend to notice when our natural fawn response becomes self-sabotage and to release immediately, completely, and permanently any and all unhelpful stress. So allow this intention for all of us to drop into your heart chakra, send it spiraling out into the quantum field, and follow the energy. Thank you, everyone. Trust this intention for all of us and release it with love. And so it is. Thank you, everyone. That was really, really nice. So if you have any insights you'd like to share with the group, you can put them into the chat. And I'll pop them up on the screen and we can talk about them. So we did 3 intentions tonight. The first one was for Mrs. Gabriella in Montreal. And the second was for Rodney Taylor. And the third one was for all of us. Thank you, Jan. So glad you're here to lend your power to this. Okay, and what does... Oh, Vicenta, hello. I was able to jump in on the last one. Great. Yeah. And you're reminding me that part of the reason why we migrated from Zoom for this meeting to YouTube was so that many more people could participate. And whether you are watching this live or whether you're meditating with us after the fact by the recording, it is still just as useful, just as powerful to join the energy, because this work does not seem to be hindered or hampered by a difference in time and space. It's very much like Reiki and other healing modalities in that way. Okay, well, for the first intention for Mrs. Gabriella, I saw Sonia on here, and I think Sonia is a friend of Mrs. Gabriella. I saw a very beautiful scene where she was thinking about what was happening, and she realized that it's been a long time since she was a renter herself, and she realized that people coming to her felt that times had changed and things were different, and she had insights and said, oh, okay, I know what to do about this. And she had to make a slight adjustment. And as soon as she did, a huge weight lifted off her shoulders and her tension went down immediately. And I felt the person that she's looking for, the tenant that she's trying to attract, I felt their energy come in just immediately because they were very, very interested in living there. So I feel quite hopeful for her. And yes, Sonia, be sure to let us know what happens. And then for the second intention for Rodney Taylor, that was, the energy at first was very difficult. There's a lot of sorrow and anguish and fear and uncertainty, and it is a very difficult situation. And I saw him standing in front of a massive pile of paperwork that to me symbolized the process of becoming a citizen. It's expensive. It takes years. There's a lot of study involved. Not every American who was born here can pass that test, and it is not at all easy. And he felt overwhelmed by the prospect of having to go through all that. But I saw everything be cleared out of the way, and I saw a bright and shiny path, and I felt this like supportive, I'll say angelic energy come in to support him on either side as he moved forward. And I'll keep tabs on that story and let you know what happens. I don't know how to interpret the path becoming clear and bright for him, but I felt really good about it at the end of that intention. So let's see, aren't there more in here? Here we go. Jan says, I drew the Strength Tarot card for us at the beginning of the session. Courage and endurance. The image on this deck is gorgeous, is a gorgeous elephant. Very cool. Yes, the cards. Yeah, we should talk about the tarot cards someday. They are a reflection of the quantum field, in my opinion, having worked with both of those modalities for many years. The intention meditation and tarot cards, they have a lot of similarities. Vicenta said, I felt so much peace and companionship, warmth. It's beautiful, ladies, to connect tonight. Yes, yes, it is. Thank you. Vicenta's a naturalized citizen, and the process is a lot. Yes. Yeah, and imagine if you are already disabled, right? So it's harder to do everything. It's harder to make money. It's harder to get up and get out the door. It is a lot. So one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my life is a citizenship swearing in. You will be a changed person if you go to see that. Congratulations, Vicenta. That is wonderful. So, yeah, it is a lot of work. So, yeah, and then the third intention for all of us, that was really fun because I saw, like, right in front of me, I work a lot with my spirit guides, and they immediately put up this picture of me turning a dial down. So that tells me that they're going to use a dial as a symbol to me when I am tipping over into that. I don't want to use the word triggered because that has a lot of specific mental health connotations, and I'm not qualified to talk about it in that way. But I will say whenever I'm getting activated in one of these nervous system self-sabotage strategies, they'll show me a dial, and I will be able to stop and pause, breathe, turn the dial down, turn the temperature down, and then proceed from there. Because remember, part of the reason why we want to do this is we want to consciously manage our lives. We don't want our overactive nervous system making decisions for us or preventing us from making good decisions. So that's why we're doing this series. So we can have more presence in our lives. We can be in charge of how we react to things and in charge of our physical well-being, because it is very wearing on the system. It's very tiring. It's exhausting to constantly be in flight or fight or fawn or freeze. Yeah, thank you. Yes, Dan, I love the symbols that we've developed a bit of a vocabulary. So now when we are doing these intention meditations and they show me a particular symbol, I'll remember it from a past experience. So yeah, Jan and Vicenta have been with me quite a while, as has Roslyn. Yes. Yes, and Sonia, yes, all long-time Lighthearted Healers. So they've been doing this work a while, and they know what is possible with this work. And even though these series go fast. I usually do one series a month for us, and they go fast, and you don't always have the time to process the healing of the intention. But as I said earlier, you might start noticing that people around you you might start discerning when they have tipped into fight, flight, fawn, or freeze, and make allowances for them, right? We're just human beings doing the best we can at a very complicated time in history where there's tremendous change. Energy is changing, energy is shifting. Things that you used to be able to count on, like buildings, like the East Wing of the White House. It'll be gone by this weekend. It's been there for a long time, but it'll be gone this weekend. It's being torn down right now, and people have a lot of feelings about it. So it's a difficult, challenging time, and that's why stopping, being aware of our body, being aware of our nervous system. This is good. You want to go through this period of change, this period of chaotic energy, and come out on the other end, as Jan said, courageous in the endurance. Okay? You have the strength. You can do it, and we're going to do it together. So that's part of the reason why I came on YouTube, because, what is my mouse doing here? because I wanted to share these strategies with everybody. Okay. All right, everyone. Yeah. Thank you with the background. I'm changing my setup here, and hopefully it will be less, like you can see, the edges. You can't accuse me of being AI. It's me for real here. Oh, Rosalind, thank you. So glad you're here. Okay. Well, it has been really wonderful connecting with you today, and now we are going to complete our time together. And we have a tradition of disentangling. We'll use the same heart math breathing, and I'll play the chime for you just to ease into it. And this is the chime that's affiliated with the element of water. So being in flow, being calm and cool and still as we breathe and relax and consciously take your energy back. Let go of any concerns or worries you might have as a result of our intentions. Just letting it all go. Your energy goes back to you, and everyone else's energy goes back to them. Thank you, everyone. And new moon blessings to you too. Thank you so much.